parents help you hook it up.
What's up, everybody? It's Kevin here from Happy Beard Games, and this is my new series, Nintendo NES From A to Zelda. Yes, A to Zelda, an alphabetical list of NES games from my choices, one for each letter of the alphabet, in order. We're on letter B now, the second episode, and I had a tough choice choosing from all these different games to pick one single game to play for this video. But of course, there can be only one, and that is Bionic Commando. Yes, Bionic Commando is our choice for letter B in Nintendo NES From A to Zelda. The second game, Bionic Commando. Let's find out what this game's all about, and then we'll jump in with a quick play. In the 1988 NES action platformer game Bionic Commando, you play as Nathan Spencer, also known as Rad, who in this alternate history timeline must stop the Imperial Army's evil plans. In the story, the Republic hero Super Joe is missing, and then the hero Rad is sent into action to retrieve top-secret plans and to stop any Imperials along the way. The game's story begins as Rad, the Bionic Commando himself, sets out on his first mission infiltrating the Imperial base. The gameplay is not your standard action platformer. In Bionic Commando, a key feature of gameplay is the inability to jump. Instead, you must rely on a grappling hook style item to swing and pull your way through the side-scrolling levels. This type of gameplay was the first of its kind, and would later be used in games such as Earthworm Jim and Super Castlevania IV to a lesser extent. To retro gamers looking for a real challenge, this game is Nintendo hard. I've played and completed some toughies on the NES, Mickey Mousecapade, Batman, Wizards and Warriors, and Monster Party to name a few. Bionic Commando is one of the toughest games on the NES in my own opinion, and I was not able to fully complete Stage 1. This is a game that, while fun, you will be playing on repeat to get your run through the game perfect to survive level after level. It really takes dedication, precision, and a learned skill to make it through this game. You have 3 continues, 1 hit point to start with, 2 more can be obtained through occasional defeated enemy item drops. The enemies spawn frequently, and there is some tricky platforming to deal with due to the grappling hook feature. Here's some background information on Bionic Commando. This is a Capcom game, and was based on an arcade version released in Japan and North America in 1987. Bionic Commando also originally received ports on the Amiga, Amstrad CPC, Atari ST, Commodore 64, MS-DOS, and the ZX Spectrum. In the United States, Bionic Commando was marketed as a sequel to Commando, which is where the G.I. Joe character Super Joe comes from. But over in Japan, the game has an entirely different title, Top Secret. The arcade Bionic Commando looks visually different than the NES version here. To me, it has more of a Ghosts and Goblins art style, another early Capcom classic. And even more different, the NES game is a sequel of sorts in Japan, with the title Top Secret Hitler's Resurrection. Yeah, that's right, in the original Japanese version, the Imperials are Nazis that never got defeated in World War II. Hitler was renamed Mr. Bad in the North American release for NES, and all Nazi imagery was removed or changed. The game's story was not changed. There's been many sequels in the Bionic Commando series, including one for the Game Boy Color. Bionic Commando Rearmed was an enhanced remake for the PS3, Xbox 360, and PC downloadable game stores, and a full sequel with 2009's Bionic Commando. Later, Bionic Commando Rearmed 2 was released, and while I may not have made it too far into the actual game of Bionic Commando, I will say it's a fun and true challenge, and worth playing for any NES collection. B is for Bionic Commando. Let's jump in. And we've got the title screen here, Bionic Commando. That's a really awesome font up there. That is really cool. 1988 Capcom, pressing start. And this is a challenge. Captain, it's from headquarters. The command is as follows. Enter into the enemy area. Rescue Super Joe while staying in touch with agents. There are many agents in Area 1 now. First, go see them. We rely on you. Alright. And our mission begins. And we're not going to make it too far into this game today, but I don't want to judge myself too early. And we're just going to go to Area 1 in our chopper. Shit to the chopper. Okay, we'll move. That's weird NES text. Please instruct us. Okay, so let's just descend. You can actually go to a different level, and it has a different type of gameplay, but we're just gonna stick with the basic first level and go to descend. This is where you can select your... Oh, jeez! That is really bright. I didn't notice that until now, but it's like a red and, like, light blue silver flashing pattern really fast. Wow, that's kind of painful. I'm using a different TV, but it's weird. So we've got A to grapple. You can grapple and then you can swing up. It's not as fluid as Castlevania 4, but it's more of an, like, automatic 2-button press. You've got shoot with the B button, and there is no jump. So let's try to do this. I know it seems like I know a lot about the game, but my information about the game exceeds my skill of the game. So let's see if I remember how to do this. Okay, I knew you would jump down, so let's try to get over there. You can lower yourself a little bit. If you grab those little, like, they kind of look like bullets or like some kind of pill. I think they're actually some type of armor or health replenishing item. If you get a certain amount of them, it kind of seems like it's a random amount sometimes, so it's hard to keep track. You can get a little bit more health. Or armor. And I guess you can grab it with the hookshot too, or whatever it's called, the bionic arm. I don't really know the exact term for it. It's something I didn't learn. Let's see if I can get up here. This is the first tower that you go into. There's nothing in the tower aside from this, like, communications thing. You can communicate with your own army, or you can wiretap and listen into the enemy army. So first we're going to communicate. You can tell which army is which because we're green, the enemies are red. This is MA1. I've been waiting for you. Many of our agents have already infiltrated the sectors you will be traveling. To contact them, you must find a communication room. Your success depends on staying in touch. You should be able to wiretap and intercept important information. Ignore all dangers and proceed to the open door. We'll contact you later. So that's what that does, and then you can go back into it. You can check out the wiretap, which I think is kind of cool. You get an option to eavesdrop on the enemy. Beware of the elevator. Now we have you. Okay. So in the next room, there will be an elevator. Let's try to get back to that. I feel like something's going wrong with my TV at the moment. I don't know if it's showing up on video, but the colors just changed, and I've never had that happen before. So I'm assuming I hooked up something wrong during setting up for my video, because it looks like the color palette has just gone completely bonkers on my TV right now. I don't know if it'll show up on the video though, so I don't want to talk too much about it, but it looks, and it could be the game, but I didn't notice it when I was practicing. Let's see, how do I get over to the next area? It looks like the color palette looks like putrid neon. It's kind of painful to look at. I don't know what happened. I don't think it's the game, so I'm not going to blame the game, but I think it's my TV's going nuts right now. Which has never happened before, so I don't know, it's weird. Oh, I missed that. You should jump down, and you can... Whoa! Whoa! You can crouch, and they won't be able to shoot you for some reason, but they'll just shoot over your head. Let's see if we can get up here. And you see that little green dot in the top left corner? That actually means I have another hit point. So now I've got the first, like, shield or whatever. Oh, you can grab onto those ceilings, or those ledges up there like that. Okay, we're almost to the second tower, which is... Okay, the color's back. I don't know what's going on. I'm using a VCR. I don't usually use the VCR to record, so it could be something with the VCR being old. It's like a 20-year-old VCR, or something like that. But then again, the NES is old too, so I don't know. How do I get past this guy? I don't remember. Can I go all the way up? No? Okay. How do I do this? I don't think you can go that side because the barrels are up too high. So what you want to do is... Oh, it's going to be really tricky with the power glove on. No, we don't want that. We don't... Whoa! I didn't know if there was a lot of water down there or not. So we gotta get up there. We gotta kind of angle it. Okay, then slide up. Then you go up. First A. There we go, got him. That's tricky. Wait for the shots. Okay. Got another one of those bullet things. Armor. Wait for him to shoot. See, they're on, like, a pattern. The enemies are on a pattern. But they do spawn very fast. So when you're inside the building, they're gonna be jumping out, like, repeatedly. And they're not gonna be on a set pattern. They're just gonna come out whenever they want. On, like, a timer or something. I don't even know. But it's like, they just keep spawning over and over and over in certain areas of this cave. Okay. I don't know, I think I messed up the elevator there. What am I doing? Come on, I'm trying to get on the elevator without, like, falling through it. I don't know if I could fall through it or not, so... I kind of went off a little high. Whoa! But you have to get down a little bit lower in the base. Let's try this. You can see the the swinging and the grappling is a little cumbersome. Oh, here we go. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Just go up above. But it's a little tricky and hard to understand at first when you're playing it. Oh, I know I could go in here. Let's go in there. Another one of these rooms. But it is a little tricky to control. It's not as fluid as something on Super Nintendo would be. But it is the first of its kind. Apparently, since I've been doing some research on this game, this is the first game that uses a grappling hook. And it uses it almost, like, as a key point of the game. So I don't know if it's actually the very first game, but from what I read, it was the first game. And that might be referring to the arcade version, though. The arcade version is actually pretty different than this version. And this one looks like your standard NES graphics for the most part. The arcade one looked kind of like Ghosts and Goblins to me. I was not actually able to find the arcade machine to play it. Where did the elevator go? Can I go up any higher? No. Where's the elevator? It's just gone. I can't lower myself down. What do? Go like that, I guess. Can I do that? See, I don't understand. The elevator's not there. There's supposed to be an elevator that you can, like, travel across. Like, I was there. So that works, just falling and grabbing. So the grappling hook's actually really useful, but it is tricky. So it's not like it's completely a bad thing for the game. It's really useful, and it does work. It's just tricky to use and difficult to master. Whoa. I forgot you can pull yourself forward like that, too. Like this. Or wait, like that. That's pretty cool. And what I want to do is go and destroy that field thing. It's like shoots out a field, which is basically going to block your path. And I also want to kill as many enemies as possible, and you can see that they're coming in, like, just non-stop. They're dropping in. I don't know how they are parachuting into a cave along the cave walls. Maybe it's like a cutout of a cave. Like, this isn't actually a full cave. It's actually like a cutout, side cutout. I don't know, it's hard to tell with the side scroller. But, it's weird how they just parachute in there, like, no! I got hit once, but I guess I didn't take as much damage as I thought I would. Try to pick up as much of those as possible. And you can't pull yourself up when there's those purple barrels above it, but when it's just the green ledge right here that I'm standing on, you can pull yourself all the way up through it. Oh, and there was an item. You might have saw that. On a parachute, occasionally there'll be items that are dropped down. I think they're pretty much just the same items that the enemies would drop by killing them. Oh no, I bumped into that guy. I didn't know I was going to jump down. This is not the furthest that I've made it in this game, but it's the furthest that I made it during the practice runs for the video, which you saw in when I was talking about the game before this. But I don't remember how to get past this part. I've done it before. I know there's a cave up here. Actually, I think I did make it a little bit further than this. A little bit further. I'm gonna try that, but I gotta wait for these enemies to either drop out or kill them all. Enough of them so that way I can kind of make it through it. You see that when I was shooting the wall, it was making the item jump up the wall because it was stuck in the wall? That happened to me out when I was practicing as well. This is the furthest I made it to. And I died. He dropped out really fast on me. So you do you do continue from when you go in that door. That's really handy. And look, I have 2 health on the top part. So maybe when you unlock that health, you continue with your next life with that. And then you can push select to go back to the map. There is a thing that says L 26 out of 30. Maybe that's the points that I need to upgrade my life. I'm not entirely sure on that one. That's cool that it starts you out here. Because I knew it... Whoa. Calm down. I knew it started you out in the cave, if you die in the cave, but I didn't know it started you out in that little radio room that I was just at. Where if you go straight up, and then shoot... It's cool, you can hang and shoot as well. Whoa. I got an extra one. I made a little ding-a-ding, and, sound effect, and, I got the 3rd... health meter. I know I'm talking like that. The 3rd health meter. Let's see if I can get up there. Can't go up. Why can't I go up? This game has great music too. I didn't really mention the music in my little talk about the game at the start of this video, but the music's great. And apparently, back in the 80s, Capcom's sound team and music team was entirely female, so a lot of talented women making these 8-bit chiptunes that we know and love. Oh crap. Oh! It's gonna be hard. Get down! Get out of my way! No! I can't... Get in there! Get in there! Get in the door! Whoa! Woo! And it's non-stop! It's non-stop! This game is relentless! It's so difficult for me. But you do continue here. Oh, here we a little cutscene. So, you think you can destroy the main system. This is further than I made it on the test run. You have no chance. That must be him up there. What is that? It's a ghost soldiers. It's just the graphics. I don't know what to do. I guess I'll just have to kill that guy somehow. And they can jump down, which is the worst part about it. They're not just stuck on a platform, they can jump down at you. And I'm terrible at this game. You have to, like, crouch when you're shooting them. Up here. Oh, he's jumping at me. Oh, there's a thing I have to destroy right here. Boom! Gotcha! And I can't move, so, did I complete the first level? Oh, yes! I did something in this game! We've obtained energy recovery pills. Wow, now that is the furthest I've made it in Bionic Commando, and I think it's a good place to stop. We'll give you a sneak peek of the next area, because I think the gameplay is very different on certain levels, and I didn't talk about that yet. So I do want to show you that briefly. But that's the furthest I've ever made it on this game, and that proves that with practice and patience, like I was saying at the start, you build up that skill, and you learn the patterns, you learn the game, you get better, you get rewarded by completing a level. But you have to have that skill to be able to succeed, you know? So we're gonna go, I don't even know, transfer, descend, transfer. You can choose 13 or 4. You can go back to the start. I don't know what area 13 is, but we're gonna go to 4. And then we'll run into this truck, which meet with enemies and descend. And this is where I have no idea what the gameplay is going to be like. I think it's an overhead shot, like shooter. Well, you can swing your grappling hook around like that. That's cool. I like that. Of course, I'm probably going to get wrecked. That's cool. You can, like, wreck them up, too. Like, you can wreck them up as well. You can kind of mess them up by spiraling around. And this is weird because the gameplay is so different. Like, I don't even know how to adjust to it. It's cool if there's variations in gameplay. And, it's really tough. I was on my last life that whole time, guys, but we got a game over. I don't think there's a continue. There's no continue at the menu. There's just start. There's no password either. There could be a hidden password, but unless you got a Game Genie, you're out of luck. So, Bionic Commando, really fun game, really tough challenge. I'm really happy that I made it my furthest that I ever have on this video. Even though it's not too far, it's the best I've done, and I'm really happy that I was able to do that. Okay guys, Bionic Commando on the NES. This was letter B in my series, Nintendo NES, from A to Zelda. Next time we're going to be taking on C, which if you know me, you probably know what game series I'm going to pick. And I'm not decided which game I will pick exactly, but if you know me, you might have some idea of what game I might pick, starting with letter C in this title. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned to Happy Bird Games for more classic gaming goodness. Please be sure to check out my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and my YouTube page of Happy Bird Games. That was tough. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Bye!